Percy takes stone trucks to the other end of the line. There he meets engines from the other railway. One day, Henry wanted to rest in the shed, but Percy was talking to some tank engines. It was raining hard. Water swirled under my boiler. I couldn't see where I was going, but I struggled on. Ooh, Percy, you are brave. Well, said Percy modestly, it wasn't anything really. Water's nothing to an engine with determination. Tell us more, Percy, said the engines. What are you engines doing here? Hissed Henry. This shed is for the Fat Controller's engines. Go away. Silly things, Henry snorted. They're not silly. Percy had been enjoying himself. He was cross because Henry had sent them away. They are silly, and so are you. Water's nothing to an engine with determination. Pah! Anyway, said cheeky Percy, I'm not afraid of water. I like it. He ran away singing, once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. Percy arrived home feeling pleased with himself. Silly old Henry, he chuckled. Thomas was looking at a board on the quay. It said, danger. We mustn't go past it, he said. That's orders. Why? Danger means falling down something, said Thomas. I went past danger once and fell down a mine. Percy looked beyond the board. I can't see a mine, he said. He didn't know that the foundations of the quay had sunk and that the rails now sloped downward to the sea. Stupid board, said Percy. For days and days he tried to sidle past it. His driver stopped him every time. No, you don't, he would say. Then Percy made a plan. One day he whispered to the trucks, will you give me a bump when we get to the quay? The trucks were surprised. They had never been asked to bump an engine before. They giggled and chatted about it the whole way down. Whoa, Percy, whoa, said his driver. Driver doesn't know my plan, he chuckled. On, laughed the trucks. Percy thought they were helping. I'll pretend to stop at the station, but the trucks will push me past the board. Then I'll make them stop. I can do that whenever I like. If Percy hadn't been so conceited, he would never have been so silly. Every wise engine knows that you cannot trust trucks. They reached the station, and Percy's brakes groaned. That was the signal for the trucks. Go on, they yelled, and surged forward together. They gave Percy a fearful bump, and knocked his driver and fireman off the footplate. Ow, said Percy, sliding past the board. Percy was frantic. That's enough, he hissed. It was too late. You are a very disobedient engine. Percy knew that voice. He groaned. Please, sir, get me out, sir. I'm truly sorry, sir. No, Percy. We cannot do that till high tide. I hope it will teach you to obey orders. Yes, sir. Percy shivered miserably. He was cold. Fish were playing hide-and-seek through his wheels. The tide rose higher and higher. He was feeling his position more and more deeply every minute. It was nearly dark when they brought floating cranes, cleared away the trucks and lifted Percy out. He was too cold and stiff to move by himself. So he was sent to the works next day on Henry's goods train. Well, chuckled Henry. Did you like the water? No. I am surprised. You need more determination, Percy. Water's nothing to an engine with determination, you know. Perhaps you'll like it better next time. But Percy is quite determined that there won't be a next time. Rusty old cars and machinery. They are brought there to be broken up. The pieces are loaded into trucks, and Edward pulls them to the steelworks, where they are melted down and used again. One day, Edward saw a traction engine in the yard. "Hello," he said. "You're not broken and rusty. Well, what are you doing there?" "I'm Trevor," said the traction engine sadly. "They're going to break me up next week." "What a shame," said Edward. "My driver says I only need some paint, brasso and oil to be as good as new," Trevor went on sadly. "But it's no good. My master doesn't want me. I suppose it's because I'm old-fashioned." Edward snorted indignantly. "People say I'm old-fashioned, but I don't care. The fat controller says I'm a useful engine." "My driver says I'm useful too," replied Trevor. "I sometimes feel ill, but I don't give up like these tractors. I struggle on and finish the job. I've never broken down in my life," he ended proudly. "What work did you do?" asked Edward kindly. "My master would send us from farm to farm. We threshed the corn, hauled logs, sawed timber, and did lots of other work. We made friends at all the farms, and saw them every year. The children loved to see us come. They followed us in crowds, and watched us all day long. My driver would sometimes give them rides." Trevor shut his eyes, remembering. "I like children," he said simply. "Oh, yes. I like children." "Broken up, what a shame! Broken up, what a shame!" thanked Edward as he went back to work. "I must help Trevor, I must." He thought of the people he knew who liked engines. Edward had lots of friends, but strangely none of them had room for a traction engine at home. "It's a shame, it's a shame," he hissed. Then, "Pete! Pete!" he whistled. "Why didn't I think of him before?" Waiting there on the platform was the very person. "Morning, Charlie. Morning, Sid. Hello, Edward, you look upset. What's the matter, Charlie?" he asked the driver. "There's a traction engine in the scrapyard, Vicar. He'll be broken up next week, and it's a shame. Jem Cole says he never drove a better engine." "Do save him, sir. You've got room, sir." "Yes, Edward, I've got room," laughed the Vicar. "But I don't need a traction engine. He'll saw wood and give children rides. Do buy him, sir, please." "We'll see," said the Vicar, and climbed into the train. Jem Cole came on Saturday afternoon. "The Reverend's coming to see you, Trevor. Maybe he'll buy you." "Do you think he will?" asked Trevor hopefully. "He will when I've lit your fire and cleaned you up," said Jem. When the Vicar and his two boys arrived in the evening, Trevor was blowing off steam. He hadn't felt so happy for months. "Watch this, Reverence," called Jem. And Trevor chuckled happily about the yard. "Oh, Daddy, do buy him," pleaded the boys, jumping up and down in their excitement. "Now I'll try." And the Vicar climbed up beside Jem. "Show your paces, Trevor," he said. Drove him about the yard. Then he went into the office and came out smiling. "I've got him, cheap, Jem, cheap." "Do you hear that, Trevor?" cried Jem. "The Reverend saved you, and you'll live at the vicarage now." "Boop, boop," whistled Trevor happily. "Will you drive him home for me, Jem, and take these scallywags with you? They won't want to come in the car when there's a traction engine to ride on." Trevor's home in the vicarage orchard is close to the railway, and he sees Edward every day. His paint is spotless, and his brass shines like gold. He saws firewood in winter, and Jem sometimes borrows him when a tractor fails. Trevor likes doing his old jobs, but his happiest day is the church fete. Then, with a long wooden seat bolted to his bunker, he chuffers round the orchard, giving rides to children. Long afterwards, you will see him shut his eyes, remembering, "I like children," he whispers happily.
Thomas used to grumble in the shed at night. "I'm tired of pushing coaches. I want to see the world." The others didn't take much notice, for Thomas was a little engine with a long tongue. But one night, Edward came into the shed. He was a kind little engine, and he felt sorry for Thomas. "I've got some trucks to take home tomorrow. If you take them instead, I'll push the coaches to the yard." Thomas was delighted. "Thank you, Edward. That will be nice." So they asked their drivers next day if they could change, and the drivers said, "Whoa, yes." And Thomas ran off happily to find the trucks. Now, trucks are silly and noisy. They talk a lot and don't attend to what they're doing. They don't listen to their engine, and when he stops, they bump into each other screaming, "Oh, oh, 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 whatever is happening?" And I'm sorry to say, they played tricks on an engine who's not used to them. Edward knew all about trucks, and he warned Thomas to be careful, but Thomas was too excited to listen. The shunter fastened the coupling, and the signal dropped. Thomas was ready. The guard blew his whistle. Thomas answered and started off. But the trucks weren't ready. "Oh, oh, 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 wait, Thomas, wait." But Thomas wouldn't wait. "Come on, come on." And the trucks grumbled slowly out of the siding onto the main line. Thomas was happy. "Come along, come along, come along." And the trucks grumbled, "All right, don't fuss. All right, don't fuss." They clattered through stations and rumbled over bridges. "Come along, come along, come along." And they rushed through the tunnel in which Henry had been shut up. Then they came to the top of the hill where Gordon had stuck. "Steady now, Thomas. Steady." Thomas's driver shut off the steam and began to put on the brakes. Thomas called out, "We're stopping! We're stopping!" "No, no, no, no!" And the trucks bumped into each other. Go on, go on, go on! Before his driver could stop them, they pushed Thomas down the hill and were rattling and laughing behind him. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha! Poor Thomas tried hard to stop them from making him go too fast. "Stop pushing! Stop pushing! Stop pushing!" But the trucks wouldn't stop. They just giggled in their silly way. Ha ha, ha ha! Thomas was glad when they got to the bottom. Then he saw in front the place where they had to stop. "Oh dear, what shall I do?" They rattled through the station, and luckily the line was clear and they swerved into the goods yard. His driver put his brakes on tight, and Thomas skidded along the rails. Oh, I must stop! And he shut his eyes tight. When he opened them, he saw that he'd stopped just in front of the buffers. And there, watching him, was the fat director.
Thomas, what are you doing here,
Well, I've brought Edward's trucks.
Oh, why did you come so fast?
Well, I didn't mean to. I was pushed.
Pushed? Haven't you pulled trucks before?
No.
Then you've a lot to learn about trucks, little Thomas. They're silly things and must be kept in their place. After pushing them about here for a few weeks, you'll know almost as much about them as Edward. Then you'll be a really useful engine.
Edward. Beep, 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 beep. Where is Thomas? He doesn't usually make us wait. Oh dear, what can the matter be? Sang the farmer. Johnny's so long and never you mind about Johnny, laughed the driver. Just you climb on the cab and look for Thomas. Can you see him? No. The guard looked at his watch. 10 minutes late, said the driver. We can't wait here all day. Look again, Sid, said the driver, just in case. The farmer got to his feet. Can you see him? No, he answered. There's Bertie bus in a tearing hurry. No need to bother with him, though. Likely he's on a coach tour or something. He clambered down. Right away, Charlie, said the guard, and Edward puffed off. Wailed Bertie, roaring into the yard, but it was no good. Bother, said Bertie. Bother Thomas's farmer not coming to work today. Oh, why did I promise to help the passengers catch the train? That will do, Bertie, said his driver. A promise is a promise, and we must keep it. I'll catch Edward or bust, said Bertie grimly, as he raced along the road. Oh, my gears and axles, he groaned, toiling up the hill. I'll never be the same bus again. Toot, toot, I see him. Hooray, hooray! He cheered as he reached the top of the hill. He's reached the station, Bertie groaned the next minute. No! He's stopped by a signal. Hooray! Hooray! And he tore down the hill, his brakes squealing at the corners. His passengers bounced like balls in a bucket. Well done, Bertie, they shouted. Go it! Go it! As he raced through the village. Wait! Wait! He tooted, skidding into the yard. He was just in time to see the signal drop, the guard wave his flag, and Edward puff out of the station. His passengers rushed to the platform, but it was no good, and they came bustling back. I'm sorry, said Bertie unhappily. Never mind, Bertie, they said. After him, quickly. Third time lucky, you know. Do you think they'll catch him at the next station, driver? There's a good chance, he answered. Our road keeps close to the line, and we can climb hills better than Edward. He thought for a minute. I'll just make sure. He then spoke to the station master, while the passengers waited impatiently in the bus. This hill is too steep, this hill is too steep, grumbled the coaches as Edward squelched in front. They reached the top at last and ran smoothly into the station. Beep, beep, whistled Edward. Get in quickly, please. The porter's beep hurried. Edward impatiently waited to start. Beep, whistled the guard, and Edward's driver looked back. But the flag didn't wave. There was a distant toot. and the station master, running across, snatched the green flag out of the guard's hand. Then everything seemed to happen at once. Toot, toot, toot! Bellowed Bertie. His passengers poured onto the platform and scrambled into the train. The station master told the guard and driver what had happened, and Edward listened. "I'm sorry about the chase, Bertie," he said. "My fault," panted Bertie. "Late at junction. You didn't know about Thomas's passengers. Beep, beep. Goodbye, Bertie. We're off," whistled Edward. "3 cheers for Bertie," called the passengers. They cheered and waved till they were out of sight.
Once upon a time, there was a little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with 5 other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. "The driver won't choose you again," they said. "He wants big, strong engines like us." Edward had not been out for a long time. He began to feel sad. Just then, the driver and fireman came along to start work. The driver looked at Edward. "Why are you sad?" he asked. "Would you like to come out today?" "Yes, please," said Edward. So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward puffed away. "Look at me now." The others were very cross at being left behind. Away went Edward to get some coaches. "Be careful, Edward," said the coaches. "Don't bump and bang us like the other engines do." So Edward came up to the coaches, very, very gently, and the shunter fastened the coupling. "Thank you, Edward," said the coaches. "That was kind. We're glad you're taking us today." Then they went to the station where the people were waiting. "Get in quickly, please." So the people got in quickly, and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. He waited and waited. There was no whistle, no green flag. "Where is that guard?" Edward was getting anxious. The driver and fireman asked the station master, "Have you seen the guard?" "No," he said. They asked the porter, "Have you seen the guard?" "Yes, last night," said the porter. Edward began to get cross. "Are we ever going to start?" he said. Just then a little boy shouted, "Here he comes!" There the guard was, running down the hill, his legs in one hand and a sandwich in the other. He ran onto the platform, blew his whistle, and jumped into his van. Edward puffed off. He did have a happy day. All the children ran to wave as he went past, made old friends at all the stations. He worked so hard, the driver promised to take him out again next day. "I'm going out again tomorrow," he told the other engines that night in the shed. "What do you think of that?" But he didn't hear what they thought, but he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once.